been a creative person right from, I guess, right from the womb, my mother's womb. I remember that I started acting at the age of 2. I got into this bead crafting. I call it craft, people call it bead making. I didn't make the beads, so I wouldn't call it bead making. The beads are my raw materials for it. So I call it bead crafting because I craft on beads. I got into it, I would say, is it by mistake? Because the person who taught me was actually someone that was patronizing. I used to buy things, beads from her. She's actually very creative. So she called me one day and said that she thinks I should be able to learn this. She actually read journalism in Madubele University. He said if she could, as a journalist, do this, then how much more? I did fabrics too in Yardage at Urea. For the fabrics, I've always been there since I left school. That were about 2 decades. But the bead making, bead crafting, I'm just about 3 years in it, and I can say I'm enjoying it. Each day I get into new ideas, and it moves me. Some people learn art, but some are born artists. I believe I'm a born artist, but anyone could learn. But you have to be determined. You have to make up your mind that you have to have a flair for it. You have to decide that you want. You can learn, but the flair for it will help you. Will help you to do better. The three work hand in hand: the idea, the inspiration, the interest, and the yes. I think one has to have a flair for marketing, because if you don't have a flair for marketing, you won't sell. And I always tell people, it's not all about shop. You don't need to have a shop to be able to sell. It's your composure, and it's the way you catch customer. You know what to say. You know what to say at the right time. And I want to advise that people should read some motivational books. There's some books that you read that will tell you how to talk to customers, 7 ways of this, 7 ways of that. You know, I mean, I've read some of them. It has really helped me. And how to capture a tough customer, you know, those things is good. But I know that many people don't have the reading culture anymore. You know, I'm guilty of it to some extent, but I try my best to read. I say that I've had a lot of, I had some bad experiences that after making, sweating, at times I stay overnight. That's to do with back pain and everything. And someone just walks up to you and say, "Is it not bead? How much? I mean, it should be more than 2,000 naira." You know, you really have to caution yourself in that stage, because it can be very annoying. Because you just look at the person that, if you know what I put into this, you wouldn't have said that. But then all the same, you cannot fight with the customer. Customers are always right. So then you crack jokes, then you encourage them, then you just make them. Before you know it, they end up buying. Somebody even told me once, I like the way you talk. I like the way you talk. Let me just, the person bought and brought somebody else, and on through her, I've heard a lot of people. The person lives in US, she came down to Nigeria, and that was how I got a client. I've got clients through her. The thing I've learned to do is that I've learned not to go too down on my prices. Because if I do, one, I'll be hurting myself, and I'll just be in business. It's no use going out of your house and going back home, not taking anything home. And then two, you just make them believe that initially you were a liar. You just hike the price for them to rip people off. So I try to I just only go down a bit. When I give you a price, I don't give you a price as you come and start haggling and haggling. I give you a price that will only be a little bit higher than what I want, so that I won't waste my time and I won't just deceive you. I believe in clean business. And I believe the kind of business that is clean enough. Everybody says that this something you are doing is clean. It's not something that you're doing in the hiding that nobody really knows exactly where you're getting your money from. And one can go places with this. And you don't even need to see your customers. Any people order online. Yeah, I remember, I keep going back to this fabric and everything all together. I remember I have a friend, I won't mention his name now. He was the one that made me do, that made me go into textiles. Then I wanted to do sculpture, can you imagine? Because I felt I was macho enough, I was doing Okoro, so I felt I can't do sculpture. And he told me one day, I said, well, I'm not saying that you cannot do sculpture, but the most lucrative out of this artwork, the one that you can start with small money, is textiles. Then he told me that I could start with 200 naira. When you buy dye, you do everything, and start selling from one until you keep going higher. So I actually thought about it, and it inspired me, and I got into it. I obeyed, and I'm glad that I did. And so, like, if you want to do this fabrics, you can start with the business with 2,000 naira, and this too, 5,000 naira at least, because like this one is the quarter. If you want to buy the original one, is 1,500. That is fake, 500 naira. That one will last to end up breaking. The one is 1,500. That is one. The other one is the round nose plier. That one is 1,000 naira. And there's another one, flat nose plier. I don't need this for the work I'm doing now, so I don't have it here. Flat nose plier. That one is 1,500. So let's say the money for the equipment, the basic equipment, let's say about 4,500. But for the pieces of beads, you can use 2,000 naira too. But then as you progress, there's some very big equipment that you need to buy. Some worth 6,000 naira. Some you use them to spin, those kind of spindle. You use some to roll. But you don't even need to use all that. You can make your money without using all those materials. If you want to go on a low key, and you can still make your money. Yeah, at the end of the day, I sleep as a fulfilled person, because I know that I've been able to put what I have in my brain down, and not only when I go to sleep, when I eventually deliver the works, and I see people putting them on, I feel very good. And I actually created what this person is putting on. Excuse me. And there's something about creativity. I know, well, you should know, creativity it's just natural. You're just free. Oh, on campus. I remember when I did my mates then. Everybody's still looking young. Everybody's looking happy, and whether they are rich or not, you're just happy, satisfied with what you to my family, my siblings, my mom, and my immediate family, my husband, and my kids. Each time I do a work, I kind of say, wow, they're calling me to do more, and so I'm okay. But the greatest thing that I think that happened to anybody, greatest what they call doom, is not being able to do what you feel like doing. You want to be a doctor and you are being suppressed, you can't do medicine, and you end up being a bricklayer. It's always good to be in the purpose of God, what you want to do, what God wants you to do. You'll be happy that even when the money comes in, or when the money is not coming in, you are fulfilled and you are doing exactly what you feel like doing. I've seen many people who their parents forced to be medical doctors, who ended up after the graduation, mom, dad, where's your certificate? I want to do music, and they end up being good